Hey guys, Brian here, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use your money the most efficient way. And it's personally, I've done this with SPY. I've done this with a few other stocks like Palantir, and I feel like I could make a lot of money doing this strategy with one of my favorite ones called NVIDIA. And like obviously I'm like a big fanboy of NVIDIA because of how it's priced currently. And I do believe, like, I just went over a video of where I think it's going to be within the next few months, and I feel like there's certain things that are looking really great to set yourself up to make a lot of money where it can make it compound really quickly for you guys. And I want to get into that really quickly here. So let's just jump right into my desktop and let's talk about it if I could get everything up the right way. Here we are on my desktop, and obviously guys, none of this is financial advice, but you could do poor man's covered calls with NVIDIA. That if you didn't have a lot of money, or if you had some money lying around, you could make a significant amount of money doing poor man's cover calls. And for those that don't know what that is, it's using leaps to start your wheel strategy. And how does that work, right? So what is a leap? Leap is a long buying of a call. And what do I mean by long? Like, for me personally, I know a lot of people say it's like 9 months. For me, it's like around like a year. I personally go for a year. And then because you have control of 100 shares when you do a call option, when you buy a call option, now you could write covered calls against it. And I know that's going to probably blow some people's minds. Like, what? I could make money off of a option? Like, I could wheel the call option? It's like, yes and no. Yes and no. So like the inherent risk of this is if it goes past if the strike price of your call ends up being in the money, then you're going to have to either put up the money to cover the assignment of the 100 shares, or you have to get rid of your leap and cover the difference. And you don't want to get rid of your leap, especially if you're super bullish on something like I am, like for NVIDIA. If I believe that NVIDIA is going to continue going up over the next year, that's a lot of money to be lost, you know? And even if you are up on the money, like that's the inherent risk. You're going to lose your leap, so that you're losing all the time that you have to make a significant amount, or you have to cover it by depositing a lot of money in it. And to do this, you need the highest level option possible. So for Fidelity, you need level 3, and for Robinhood, I believe you need the same thing. I don't think, sometimes I'm not sure if they let you do it all in the same leg in Robinhood, because I personally don't use Robinhood. I just use it for the interface because it's very easy to show and very easy to teach on. Fidelity, you could show it, you could do everything you need to with it. So that's what I personally use for the more advanced strategies. But let's go into it. So trade NVIDIA options, right? So you're going to have to buy a call, and then you're going to go more than 365 days out. So January 16, 2026. And then I would go for 70 delta. Let's look for 129. What is that? 69. That's a solid number. 127 is probably 70. 127. Let's say 127. That's 70%. So you would have to have $3,730 in your account to buy this option. And once you buy this option, you now have control over 100 shares. And how do you use this? Like, so what I always say to people is the delta, other than the percentage chance that the strike price gets in the money or gets called to, is pretty much the amount of shares. It's equivalent to when the price action moves. So this gives you like 70 cents on the dollar. That's how you have to look at it. And obviously the delta could change as long as this stock price keeps going up. This delta should, by the time it's almost a year, be like at 1. So every dollar it moves, you get a dollar itself. Like that's the goal of the leaps for me, to make as much money from the leaps. So once you do this, this will eventually be in your portfolio of a call option at 127, and you paid $3,730. So let's keep track of that. 3730. Let's put that there. And then what are you going to do? Poor man's cover call is using the leap as the 100 shares. So what I would do is then I would go out that 30 days worth, and then I would choose a covered call. But instead of going the 30 or 40% that I've been talking about in all my videos, for poor man's covered calls, I actually go a lot lower in delta, like less than like 20% and less. So that's what we're going to have to look for, like a 20% and less. I think it's going to be like 160 is 13%, 155 is 20. And this is how you'll be able to collect $170. So I would probably do this, expiring January 24th on the 29th. And like, remember what I said in the last video, the CES talk that Jensen Huang is talking in is January 6th or something, and then the earnings report is in February. So this is where I would actually play it kind of safer. I would definitely be 20% and below. Like I potentially would even go to this 13% and collect the $102, just because we don't know what the price action is going to look like. We all seen how stocks are been moving around earnings reports, around any kind of talks. So 160 from 139, that $20 move it's tough to do because that's a big percentage that it would have to go up. So you could potentially collect $102, but let's just, for the 20%, let's do 155. You're collecting $170. So remember, so it's gonna be 170 divided by 3730, and I have the calculator right here, and you're making 4% on your money every 29 days, 30 every month. And this is how you could grow your portfolio very quickly, because if you're able to do this correctly and keeping to the rules of not being greedy, not chasing premium, but collecting premium, even though it's way minimal compared to like the other things you're getting, like $600, you're only getting like 170. It's still a lot of money. And say you're able to do this, 170 times 12, $240, 2,040 bucks. Now with that 2,040 bucks, you could be using that money. If you had extra money from other accounts, or if you added another $1,000, you could do another one of these poor man coverage calls and start collecting double this with 2 contracts. So you'd be like, so now you could have 2 contracts. So 170 times 2, now you're collecting 340 every month. This is how you could grow your portfolio very like exponentially with the amount of money you have in your portfolio. Say, even if you had a bigger portfolio and you're doing this with 3 or 4 contracts, so 170 times, let's say 5 contracts, you're making $850 a month, times 12, you're making $10,200 on the year off of 3730 times 5. Little bit over $18,000 is making you $10,000. So pretty much doubling your portfolio over the year just with one stock, doing a poor man's covered call. Again, there is risk here. There is risk, but it's calculated risk. You have your analysis, you have your deltas, and then if it did get in the money, you could always roll the covered call like how you do any other covered call, any other roll, and you could do that, or just make sure you have enough money to actually buy 100 shares. So you could even like stagger your poor man's covered calls, so you don't have to like get assigned like 5 contracts all at once. You just have one this month, one the next month, and just ladder it a certain way, just so you always have money available just in case you do get assigned. And so you're not managing so many positions at once. You could just focus on one each month as you keep going. And that's the beauty of like the wheel strategy. That's the beauty of poor man's covered calls. But you just have to be more aware of it. Like, this isn't as passive as the regular wheel strategy, because in the wheel strategy, you have cash available, you have money available. In this, you have to pay more attention to what the strike price is doing, because you could potentially lose the leap, and you could potentially have to put in a lot of money to cover those 100 shares. So this is one of the strategies that I've been doing to collect a lot of premium and to build my portfolio. So let me know what you guys think. I personally love this because you get to use a lot less money to control 100 shares, and you can still make money on the covered call side. So again, I appreciate every single one of you that watches my videos. I'm really just trying to build my portfolio as big as possible within the next few years so I could retire from my nursing job. So thank you guys again for watching. Check out the links down below if you love free money, and I will see you guys very soon, and let's get rich together. Peace.